All right, well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Obviously, we're dealing with rain, but dealing with it all day. And we're going to be dealing with it going well into the late afternoon and into the evening as well. You can see a lot of rain there, not only over land, but out there over the Gulf, kind of working its way on in. It will, sort of dial back as we head later on into the evening. But I still anticipate that we'll have rain around for several more hours here. So if you've got plans for your Friday night, plan on dealing with rain. Here's 5 o'clock in the evening. Now here we are at 7. Of course, this is when a lot of the games begin. Friday night lights, a lot of our high school football games start at 7. And you can see much of our area dealing with light to moderate rain. Now, nothing severe. Nothing that should really keep you from going if you're a real fan, right? You should still be able to get out there and enjoy it. But you'll have to have ponchos on. I know you may bring umbrellas, but you don't want to block the people behind you in the stands. So let's try to use those ponchos if you're in the stands. 9:30, of course, this is about the time the games are going probably into their fourth quarter at this point. You can still see some rain around, but it is diminishing. So hopefully at some point during the games, you'll be able to take off that rain gear. Saturday morning could have a few showers left over, but the bulk of the rain is done. So we'll have a few little sprinkles here and there on Saturday morning, but the bulk of the rain will be done. Here's your Pelk Tire tailgate forecast. Obviously, like I said, at the beginning of the game, anticipate rain. But hopefully at some point during the game, you'll be able to get that rain gear off, and hopefully the rain will end, the showers and drizzles and whatnot. Once again, none of it will be terribly heavy, so you're not going to melt. Go out and enjoy it. Here's your day planner for tomorrow. It is cloudy in the morning. Once again, we could have a few sprinkles around in the morning. The rest of the day, though, pretty good. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 80s. Some sunshine peeking out every now and then. Not a bad day at all for your Saturday. Rip current risk is going to be in the moderate range for the foreseeable future. The Gulf will be a little bit churned up, and I'll explain why here coming up in just a moment. Here is your weekend forecast. It looks good, like I said. Saturday, the clouds and a few little sprinkles here and there in the morning. Won't be terribly pretty, but it won't be bad for Saturday. Sunday looks beautiful. Mid 80s in the afternoon, lots of sunshine. Going to be gorgeous on Sunday. All right, let's head out to the tropics. 50% risk now of seeing something develop here across the Gulf. And you can see the little X over there kind of on the east coast of Mexico. So an area where I have circled, that is the area of disturbed weather that's going to kind of work its way towards the center of the Gulf here over the weekend and gradually try to come together. Now, this has been a real slow process. Been watching this for more than a week now, this area, and it's finally starting to show. The models are starting to come together on what's going to happen here, and it looks like we're going to see a system develop in about the center part of the Gulf. Let me see. I'm going to go backwards here if I can. Not always easy here on this computer. Okay, so here we are on Monday, and you can see that swirl over in the western Gulf. So it's beginning to come together. So it's going to be a big sloppy thing over the weekend. Start coming together Monday and Tuesday. Now Tuesday shows a system in the middle of the Gulf. This is the GFS or the American model. The European model is very similar. I'll show you that in a second. And then it shows it going towards some sort of a landfall on Wednesday morning. And this would become Milton. If it shows up, if it follows this model, this would become Milton. This is definitely looking like a tropical system, making landfall somewhere in the Tampa area on Wednesday. That said, this is just one model. The other thing to keep in mind here for us is you see the cold front. That cold front is dropping down early next week. That's why this isn't headed our way. It can't jump over that cold front. That's not how physics work. So it's going to get pushed out ahead of that front. That's why it's going to the east over towards the peninsula of Florida. You'll see the same thing. I'm going to run the European model, and the same thing happens. So it's a big sloppy low over the weekend. Now it's starting to move east here across the Gulf. The front drops down early next week, and it pushes the system into Florida. And you can see that there as it goes into around the Tampa area. And now this model had it going a little farther south earlier. Now the newest run has it about in the same area of Tampa on Wednesday. So anyway, it's not coming up towards us. This will be a big rainmaker for Florida, and that's really what this is going to be. Winds and the surge are probably not going to be huge with this. It's going to be very kind of lopsided, and probably not. It's not going to be a Helene 2.0. It's not going to be that strong. Probably be a tropical storm, but it's going to dump a lot of rain. And I mean, the rainfall numbers that we're looking at we may be seeing double-digit kind of rainfall, 10 plus inches in spots, okay? So it's going to be a pretty rough ride for folks in Florida due to the rain. Regardless of the winds of this thing, rain is going to be the issue here. And they're going to see flooding conditions across Central and South Florida due to this. Up in our area, no. The only rain we're getting is the rain we're getting tonight, and then that's it. Well, maybe a couple sprinkles in the morning. Because for us, this front comes through Monday night, Tuesday morning, somewhere in that range, and then we see much cooler temperatures for the middle of next week. So things will be looking pretty good. Well, I say much cooler, not terribly cooler, although it does show Friday getting down to 58 that morning. That's very nice. That's Friday. That Friday number you see, 58 in the morning, 80 in the afternoon, that's a fall feel. That's when people ask me when we're looking for fall, I'm looking for temperatures in the afternoon in the 70s. I'll take 80 though, that's close enough. And the morning lows down in the 50s. That to me is when it starts to feel like fall. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. It's kind of like stepping down to it. So we're seeing that improvement. Once again, rain not on the board for us next week. That means we are not seeing that tropical system. It's headed towards Florida, particularly the peninsula of Florida. We stay high and dry with beautiful fallish type of weather next week. So that's your forecast. Thank you so much for joining me here on Fox 10. I'll be on today at 3, also 4 and 5. Jason will be on. We got Nicholas Urboso out with the Friday Night Lights. He'll have the tailgate forecast for you. It's going to be a good time tonight. Yes, likely dealing with some rain if you're headed out to the games tonight, but you don't melt. Throw on a poncho, throw on an ugly pair of shoes or some rain boots because the ground, regardless of whether it's actively raining on you or not, you're probably gonna have to walk through some puddles of mud. So make sure your footwear is good to go for that. But otherwise, really good night out there. Just get out there and enjoy the games. Have yourself a good time and join us on Fox 10 when you can. Maybe after the games tonight when you come home, check us out on Fox 10. Have yourself a great night. We will catch up with you soon here on Fox 10.